How I feel? Blessed. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is a winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about Ron Rivera's former defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio and his current offensive coordinator Eric Bienemy getting into it on the sidelines supposedly. Also, we have some players wishing that Ron Rivera would take back some of the control he gave to offensive coordinator Eric Bienemy. And then we have former Washington Commander, Washington legend Brian Mitchell chiming in on that specific topic. So we have a lot to get to today, so make sure you guys stay tuned for all of it. Before we do get into it today, I want to ask you guys, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please help me get there as soon as possible. And stay tuned for all content surrounding the Washington Commanders and the NFL, as we're going to be pumping out a lot of Commanders and NFL content here. So this is a place for you if you love football and this team. So let's get to it, man. It's Sunday. Gonna watch a ton of football today. Got a lot of key matchups. I'm about to watch that Texans and Jaguars game, man. That's gonna be a good one. Whoever win that game basically gonna win the South. I'm gonna watch, obviously Ravens, Chargers, Bills, Eagles. It's gonna be a ton of football today, man. This team, honestly, is the last thing on my mind today because we're out of it. You know what I'm saying? But I did have to come on here to cover this because this is something that was very interesting. I wish it was video evidence of this situation going down, but the reason why I'm making a video about it is because people asked Ron Rivera this at the podium. He said it was something that had gone on with Eric Bienemy and Jack Del Rio on the sideline, and Ron Rivera said, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. So I'm just curious as to what may have went down, and was that the final straw that they had to see in Jack Del Rio for them to get rid of him? I don't know. I'm just speculating, but at that point you could just tell it was some turmoil and nobody's getting along, and you built the staff that you thought you got to have some type of camaraderie, right? You got to have some type of camaraderie. And Jack is a fiery person. I mean, we clearly can see that about the way he tweets, the way he talks in the public eye. He's a guy that's going to say what he wants to say. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he crossed the line with EB, and EB ain't a person to go like that either. Now again, I don't know. So don't take what I say concrete, but that's just my personal opinion. Is maybe it was too fiery personalities, because they both are, and we were getting our doors blown off. So similar to the Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne situation, that one just got caught on TV, and it was in Dallas again. I'm thinking maybe something like that happened. Both coaches want to win, and they're not getting the results that they want to get from both sides of the ball, so maybe they got into it. I don't know. But that probably could have been the final straw for Jack Del Rio to be fired. And if that was what broke the camel's back, I'm disappointed, because honestly, then it wasn't the on-field performance they got him fired, and that should be the reason why he's fired, is because of his on-field performance. And I personally, now that I'm thinking about it, feels like this was a Josh Harris move instead of a Ron Rivera move. But again, like I said, I don't see no reason for this to, have happened right now, because it's not going to change anything. That's why I'm not really moved by the firing. But I just wanted to come on here to explain that part of it, because when I heard that they quote-unquote got into it, I said, oh, man, here we go again. Same old on-field drama with Washington per usual. But that's just my guess. Both coaches want to win. Both have fiery personalities, and maybe they just bumped heads. It happens. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. So the next topic is that this is per John Kine's podcast. Shout out to John Kine, one of the best Washington Commanders beat reporters, obviously, and he's carried over his momentum to YouTube and Empire Media. So go ahead and check out John Kine. He put out on his podcast and said that some players wish that Ron Rivera would take back some of the control that Eric Bienemy it was given when he got here. And I honestly don't disagree or necessarily agree with that statement. The only thing I can say is when you're coaching hard, you are expecting to have results. So when you're not getting the results that you want or desire, but you're still being coached hard, yelled at, you're putting your body through this constant rigmarole of work throughout the week, then having to play a game and getting blown out on Sundays, is just like, bro, I'm not about to keep doing that. Like, and again, these are grown men that he's coaching. Like, these aren't little kids, right? These are grown men. So it's like, you can try to be that hard coach, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not gonna win, or if that's not transitioning to winning, then they're gonna tune you out, bro, and they're gonna do their own thing. Now, the part that I agree with is, I think being coached hard is a necessity in sports, but it's easy to just tone you out and not listen to you if you're losing. I think EB should coach hard. I think that's his personality, and I think that's what he should do. But if you're going to coach hard, you better make sure that you're getting the results that you desire. And if you're not getting the results that you desire, make changes. EB does not make changes when he calls plays or when he does situations. He sticks to the same old thing and wonder why it's not working. But then when the players kind of fight back or say something back, oh, it's an issue. Nah, man, that's how it happens. We're humans, bro. That's what's gonna happen. If I'm continuing to work my tail off, doing what you said do, but we're losing, and you just keep yelling, keep doing all this, bro, I'm gonna eventually get fed up. Because us doing all this is not leading to anything. You know who can act like that? Andy Reid. You know who can act like that? Nick Sirianni. You know who can act like that? Shoot, I mean, even on a lesser degree, because they have regular season success. We still don't even have regular season success. The Dallas Cowboys, they can act like, because they have regular season success. We're fishing to be in the postseason playoff picture come November, December. We're not even there. Right? So these teams around the league can act like that if they have sustainable success. We don't have that. So our hard coaching mentality is a thing that is good, but if it ain't resulting to wins, obviously you're gonna have players push back. Now, what does this speak to from a Ron Rivera standpoint? This means that their coaches were probably their practices were probably lackluster. Remember what DJ Swearinger said about Jay Gruden, right? They said they barely even practiced. Like, I don't know if it was that lackluster for Ron Rivera, but it was clearly not what they were used to when they're getting from out of EB and stuff like that. So again, you're getting pushback from players that aren't seeing results. Not saying it's right, but I'm just making justifications, or I'm making I'm making like an example or whatever. I'm trying to, put out something why I think it's happening. Then you have Brian Mitchell responding to the same topic that we're talking about. B. Mitch says, those players that don't want to work should be sent packing. With the H, has any players on this team? One, this is why we are so average. No one wants to put in the real effing work to be champions. Talking doesn't get it done, so send their complaining tails packing. And again, I agree with a certain extent. I definitely agree. He's not wrong. But it's easy for players to complain, tune out the coaches, and complain again when there's no results. Now, everything Brian Mitchell has said, I agree with. Like, I agree with, if they don't want to work hard, what are they here for? You know what I'm saying? If they're complaining, it's like that's a big reason why we're average. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree that we need players that are more willing to work and actually get after it. But at the same time, you need a coach that's going to be reasonable in his approach when it comes to changing some things around if things aren't working. Now, I don't get it confused. I'm not saying Eric Bienemy should not coach these guys hard. I'm all for that. But if you're 12 weeks into your season and you're coaching the same way and you're 4-8, isn't there something wrong with that picture? Shouldn't it be some self-reflecting? Right? Obviously, if we were 8-4 and this was coming out, then I'd be all on the players' back about it. I'd be like, players, what are y'all doing? Y'all crying for what? 8-4, blah blah blah. What are y'all crying for? But the fact that we're 4-8, not saying the players are in the right here, but I'm saying it's a whole total collapse. So yeah, you might have players wishing Ron Rivera took back some control, but that's because they're not getting the results that they wanted. I guarantee you, if these players were getting the results that they wanted, they wouldn't complain about being put through so much work. And if they are complaining at that point, if you're sitting up here 8-4, 7-3, and you have players complaining, then yeah, get rid of them, cut them, blah blah blah, because they obviously don't want to work. But they're complaining because they're getting put through this thing, you know, this hard practice, and they're losing. And again, I'm not making excuses for them, but I also want to be a realistic human being. Would you want to continue to go to work? Would you want to continue to go to work if you weren't getting paid? You know what I'm saying? And I know these players are getting paid, but they're not getting the results that they wanted. Would you want to constantly go to work if you weren't getting the results that you wanted? No. So, and you would complain about it. But it's a situation to where it's like you want change. And that's probably what these players want. They want change. They realize what Eric Bienemy was selling to them was a bunch of BS. You know what I'm saying? So I see where the Brian Mitchell is coming from, and I wholeheartedly agree with his tweet about players that if they don't want to work, get them out of here. But I also understand where some players are coming from the standpoint of, we're 4-8, but you want us to continue to bust our tails each and every week throughout practice, and then have to play a game on Sunday and get our brains bashed in. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, I'm cool off that. If I got a high ankle sprain that I can come back from in about 4 weeks from, but we 4-12 by that time, what's the point of me coming back? You know what I'm saying? I'm due for a contract extension next year. You know, I don't want to risk potentially ruining that in the finals couple games. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and sit this out. I already put up a solid scene. Like, it's little things like that older fans and older people don't agree with, but it's also being smart in your journey of a football career, sports career. So that's just my little rant about it. I totally see where Brian Mitchell's coming from, and I agree wholeheartedly with it. But I also want to see if they understand where some of these players are coming from. Now, again, if you're a player that hasn't busted a grape in this league and you're complaining about it, you know, okay, that's cool. Like, that's cool to a certain extent, because you haven't done nothing to earn any kind of pull in this league. But he also can just be like, bro, we're losing and I'm doing the same thing every day. But if you're a Terry McLaurin, a Jonathan Allen, DeRon Payne, guys that have proven to be successful in this league, and I'm not saying these are the guys that are complaining, but they are. If they were, then you could just be like, all right, maybe there's something wrong with my pitchers. If my best players are complaining, and Terry McLaurin again seems just so out of it this year. Like, he just seems so out of it. Like this is the first time where he's just like really just done. You know, and under Scott Turner, Terry has never looked like that. I don't care how bad it's been. Terry was never like that. So, again, this is just my take on it. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Whether you agree or disagree with me is totally fine. I'm just curious to see what you guys got to say. Y'all have a blessed one. Y'all be easy. Enjoy Sunday. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And also, don't be afraid to become a part of the Gotti Gang. Memberships are now available. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay safe. Be easy. Peace.